Well, hello, Will.
Hello, Jordan.
What's up?
It's good. Happy Friday. We've made it.
We have. And I have an intro for us. Are you ready?
Ooh, let me see it.
Okay. You're frozen. Uh-oh.
That's
Having
fine.
some internet problems. Okay, here we go. That's it. That's our intro.
Wow.
I would love if other people would make their own intros for us because that one was not too fantastic. Will, can you hear me? I seem to be losing you.
Yeah, this is a little shaky today.
Is it your internet? All right. We're rolling, baby. We're rolling. Well, today we have one single topic that we're going to discuss.
Just one.
Just one, and we'll see where it goes. It might just kind of push us and pull us into other directions. We don't know. But the topic of the day is how will AI, yes, we're discussing AI on the Friday Flow. How will AI change search? Has it already
Ooh.
changed it? Will it change it for the better, for the worse? What are the problems? It's something that I thought about from the day I saw OpenAI's first demo of ChatGPT. And the reason it sparked my interest again this week is I've seen a few companies come out this week that are doing various search using AI. One of them is called GenSpark, and then one of them is called Daydream. GenSpark is very similar to um, Perplexity. My bad. Perplexity, which already has changed the game of search. Whether it's getting enough traction, that's to be determined. But this company is very similar to that. I have some demos of it to show you what the difference is between Googling and searching through something like Perplexity or this company, GenSpark. And then also, Daydream is a shopping application. So it's using both image recognition as well as natural language to understand what you're looking for in terms of shopping for clothes, and trying to surface those exact items for you. I will say Daydream is on a wait list and I have not been accepted yet. So I can't try it, but I can see what it's supposed to do. And so it gets your brain thinking. Anyway, so the way I'm going to kick this off is just starting to show you exactly what I'm seeing when I'm searching on GenSpark. And the example I'm going to use is I'm going to Portugal soon-ish, actually right before your wedding, Will. And I want to find
Nice.
some hipster coffee shops. And so what I typically do is I just type in where I'm going on Google and I say hipster coffee shops. And it gives me a list of places on Google Places. I have to go through and sort them. Sometimes I'll go in and be able to find, 10 best coffee shops from some blogs. And I do a little bit of research. But what happens when I just type this into GenSpark? It creates this thing called a Spark page. And let me share my screen and show you exactly what that looks like. Can you see that, Will?
Yeah.
Great. So this was my search. Is all I put in here was a search, and then it gave me this whole page. It's created it on the fly. It took about 20 seconds for it to like fully generate, so it's definitely not like a Google search that you expect to happen in 50 milliseconds, but it is giving you quite a bit of good information. And it also gives you all the sources, so you can go confirm that it's not hallucinating. So it's giving you like a nice little introduction, gives you the top coffee shops, a little bit of information about it. It's also just laid out very nice, got some imagery. It's a little, I wouldn't say interactive, but at least it's a little bit more engaging. A little specialty, and then yeah, if you want to do some brunch, there you go. Pretty cool. I mean, it's definitely
It's got
it
a
definitely
Copilot on the
impressed me
side as
in
well.
some videos. Correct. And then you can also go through and ask some questions if you want. I did have Perplexity up in one of my tabs. I don't know where it went, but it's very similar to this. And so I wanted to kind of bring up the first thing here, which is sources. And this is really the core of it. Obviously, where did this data come from? But in terms of search as a business, as most of you know, Google makes all of its money from those sources, right? Like you to go and actually click those links, that's how they make their money. And so this is surfacing the data within those links theoretically without paying any of the cost it's paying to these sources right now. So as a business model, search is going to change drastically for better or worse. For us as a consumer, it appears like this is kind of a better experience than just going and trying to do a little treasure hunt yourself. But at what cost? Is there going to be this content that will help us actually get those results, or will it just die because no one's going to be paying for it? So I'll just open it up to you, Will. I know I kind of just started off with a lot, but would love to kind of hear a little bit of your thoughts on just search
Yeah.
in general, how it's going to be affected, and if you think it's good, bad, do you use it? What do you got?
I think I got all that. Your internet's bugging out, but I'm just going through it. So yeah, I think this is super cool as an idea. It's a little bit like, I guess, the early usages of ChatGPT, where you're just like, "Hey, show me coffee shops." It's that plus sourcing, and then it has some extra interactivity. I also gave it a try with a pretty niche question I had on my Zelda game on Switch. So like how to find some stuff, and it did a great job as well of like pulling up where um, all over the internet the results seem to be from. So it's great. I agree. Where does it lead us in the future? Like who is getting paid for potentially like contributing this content? How do you know how you should um, delineate like who gets paid what if you're sharing from 10 different sources? It's a big unsure future. It's cool that they're doing it from a sourcing perspective so that you can really think through, um, or at least say and acknowledge where it's being cited from. I think that's a really cool idea. Yeah, it's one of those areas I think at the like foundational model level and the people that are building it. Google has a lot to lose by losing search. It's their baby, it's their nest egg. It's also their monopoly, and their margins are crazy high for it. And it will get competed away if they don't evolve. And people probably are already spending a lot more time now on ChatGPT asking these kind of questions. And so this is lost revenue for Google. So I'm sure they are absolutely doing a bunch of this themselves. They already show little Spark boxes in the top of some Google search results, things like that. I don't know if people have like an idea of where it's headed, but from a consumer's perspective, as long as someone gives you the data that you're looking for and it's reliable, that's really what you care about, right? And so, yet to understand if this is truly as authoritative as like PageRank is for articles, like with hallucinations and those kind of things. But I'm sure this is how good it seems right now, and it's quite slow today. You bet all this stuff's going to get faster and better over time. You got to be sure about that, right?
Correct. Will, I will say I lost you a little bit there. For those of you watching, this gets uploaded independently, so it's going to look like everything is perfect, but there's large gaps where I can't hear you and you probably can't hear me. So if I repeat what you say, my bad, but I did lose you there for a second. So I wanted to kind of go down that path of Google adding this to their search engine because actually I see that as well. I think sometimes you have to maybe opt in. Some accounts don't just have it by default, but you can opt in to have Gemini give you kind of a summary of the search results. So it's very similar to what we just saw with GenSpark. But there's like two. I see it as like two categories of disruption in terms of the content or the types of searches. So when I go to search for coffee shops. I'm not buying anything right then and there, right? I'm just trying to reveal some information. I'm trying to discern some information from the web, whether that's people that are writing blog posts or Yelp reviews or some sort of content that has cost money to create. Time is money. So somebody has created a blog post, or Yelp obviously is a for-profit entity, and so they make money from you clicking through from these Google searches. The other bucket is actually purchasing things. So going back to Daydream, how do you actually surface something to buy? If I want to buy a Hanes t-shirt, I can buy them from a million different places. I can also buy them from Hanes.com, but if I'm searching for a specific t-shirt, I can buy them from, a zillion different online sources. So how is that going to be affected by using this search? So when you search today on Google for a Hanes t-shirt, you just get a list of places you can buy that t-shirt. The idea of using the new philosophy on Gen AI searches, it just gives you what you want, not options, right? And so what is that one place that you are going to buy that Hanes t-shirt from, if that is the UI and the experience that is going to be the end result, which I believe it will be? Is that going to take the place of like AdWords, Google AdWords? So like, instead of being ranked, you have to be number one. You can't be number two, because number one will always be the one that you that somebody clicks, because they're only giving you one option. So it's going to change a lot of how we search online for things that we want to purchase. I think Daydream and other types of companies, I imagine some of them will be very successful and then just get purchased by Google. I mean, to me, it seems so obvious that Google has to add this exact functionality, or else people are just going to leave Google for very specific niche type searches like clothing, like food, etc. And so it just seems like inevitably they're going to have to consolidate back to Google, or will the government not allow it? And then we really will start to see people going to other places other than Google, which will be very interesting in the future if we are really not starting on Google anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I think this has been happening for a while in e-com generally. I don't think Google has ever really truly had a stronghold for e-commerce search. They've been trying to be capturing more of that, but as Amazon is probably the most searched e-com platform that exists. There's now competing ones to that. There's AliExpress and Temu, but also you go to Uber, you go to DoorDash for more like localized search for buying things as well. Yeah, I mean, the internet has a pretty good way of working historically around referrals. And so like who is referring what, and then they get some sort of commission base. That's how a lot of like the blogs and things would make money from e-commerce. Will we see a similar kind of functionality that will present itself from the like AI use case? Maybe so. But again, it's cool. I think it's really helping the consumer. So yeah, I'm here for it.
Nice. I mean, we did only have one topic. It did last 15 minutes. I almost feel like we need to have a quick little wild card conversation about anything. Maybe just anything you can think of. Also, I lost you again, so it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm not sure how good a conversation is going to go when neither of us can hear what the other person says.
Well, then you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to outro the same way we intro. And so that was a very relatively failed attempt at the Friday Flow. Two pieces of information. A couple weeks ago, we recorded a Friday Flow that never got released. Because I'm going to be out next Friday, I think we will release next Friday the Friday Flow from 6 weeks ago. And so in that Friday Flow, it'll be hilarious because we'll be talking about things that happened 6 weeks ago. But it's going to be fine. It's going to be like new content from the old days. So enjoy it. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this very short, weird episode of the Friday Flow. If you didn't, I promise they'll be better from here. We'll work on it. And with that, the outro, which is also the intro. Thanks, everyone. Bye.